Welcome, Delphi friends, to How It Works with Holger. Today I would like to talk about maps and cloud topics. In particular, mapping services and other cloud services mostly need an API key that identifies you to the API provider. For example, if you want to use Google Maps, you have to get an API key from Google in order to use Google Maps inside of your Delphi applications with the TMS products that allow you to use Google Maps, for example, TMS FNC Maps. However, I see that a lot of customers struggle to get started. And the problem is, if they have this API key, that there sometimes still are hiccups. This is one guide that gets you there quickly to fix those errors. Let's jump right in. I already created a Windows VCL application in Delphi. I'm going to pick the FNC Maps component because I want to create an application that uses Google Maps, the Google Maps API, so to speak. And in order to align this properly, I'm going to pick AL client, so the map is always going to fill up the whole screen. And as you can see, the default setting is that we will use Google Maps. The service property is set to MS Google Maps. However, you already get an error message because we need an API key. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to paste my API key that I got from Google into the API key field. Right here, paste it from the clipboard, and I get an error message. Oops, something went wrong. That's not a good error, but TMS really doesn't have a good shot to show you a better error message. However, it also gives you a hint. This page didn't load Google Maps correctly. You see the JavaScript console for technical details. So what is the JavaScript console? Well, if you have your browser, for example, the JavaScript console is what you can activate using F12, for example. So in any browser window, for example, here's my Chrome browser, I can inspect things. I can right click and click inspect, and that gives me the dev tools, and here is the console. So that is the JavaScript console of your browser. And what you have to realize at this point is that the component here is a browser window. So you can actually right click in it, and this is the Microsoft Edge browser context menu. And here you also have inspect. So you can click inspect, and there is the console, and I can go to the console right here, and here is the detailed error message from Google. I see that the request to their service resulted in an error, but I get a very specific error, API not activated map error. So I can click on this link, and that gets me right to the error message right here, and also with advice how I can fix it. For example, to activate the Maps JavaScript API for your project, click the button below. So I just have to click the button below if I am logged in, because this is a virtual machine for the recordings that I do for TMS. I am currently not logged in. So what I do is I copy this to my other computer right here and paste the link right in so that we can debug this together. So right here, I have the same error, and I can just click here because here, as you can see at my wonderful logo, I am logged in. So I just click Learn How, and there we go. I can say, hey, go to the Maps API library page. That's what I'm going to do. And then here is my project. I'm calling it API Demos. And there I can pick which APIs are supposed to be activated. And as you know, the Maps API is the one that is not enabled. So right here, I can see Maps JavaScript API, and I can click to enable it. And that usually takes only a couple of seconds, as you can see. And voila, now it is activated. I can now go back to Delphi and see, close the console right here, close this console, and then try to use the key again. Like I remove it, and then that. No, I paste it in, enter, and voila, I have my Google Map. The problem is fixed, and this can be used with any of the cloud services that TMS offers, may it be other mapping services or cloud services like Dropbox, PayPal. All these services offer you a browser window that you can usually right-click in and analyze the error message in depth. I really hope you liked this tips and tricks video, so please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. See you soon.